Magapsamnida. I get a lot of questions from a lot of people interested in teaching English. They speak English fluently, but they might not happen to be from one of the designated English-speaking countries. And they're wondering, hey, what are my chances? I'm getting some rejection here. What gives? Well, the first thing I want to point out is if you're from a country that is not a native English-speaking country, but you have a very good command of the language, and you've probably been speaking it most, if not almost all of your life, to a native speaker's ear, we're going to be able to pick up on the smallest nuances like accent or just a subtle difference in pronunciation or a subtle difference in the usage of a word that might not normally be used in that context. These countries that are, or programs that are looking for teachers, they typically have a co-teacher in there from their own country, teaching grammar, things like that. Then you've got the foreign teacher. And one of the main purposes of that foreign teacher is to model authentic language. So to negate any risk of, we just want to make sure that it's spoken properly, or not even properly, but with the most authentic, in the most authentic way. They look for teachers to come from native English-speaking countries. So that's one thing to keep in mind as to why it's set up like that. It's no reflection on whether or not you are an awesome English speaker or not, almost indistinguishable, if not indistinguishable. Just keep that in mind. The second thing has to do with visas and how the hiring requirements are laid out. Here's an example. I'm from America. I might be looking online to see a job, and they say we're an international school based on the British schooling system. You have to be from the UK. And I say, oh, well, I'm from the United States. I'm a native English speaker. I only speak English. We're looking for somebody from the UK, with British schooling experience, blah, 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 blah. Even though America has so many teachers going out into the world, we can't apply for that job. So there you go. There's an example there. We're just not going to get hired, considered, no visa. Here's another example. I got two friends. One is from South Africa. One is from the UK. He's in America now with his family. But given that same job, my friend from South Africa, he can't apply to that job. Now that would kind of strike you as weird. He's from the British schooling system. South Africa is a British colony. To the untrained ear like me, or to most Americans, we're going to listen to both of these people, and it's going to sound like, wow, I don't hear the difference. To each other, though, the differences might be vast. It's just like if you take somebody from New York City and Alabama in the same room, well, the differences are vast in the usage and pronunciation. Same goes there. So there you go. There's a person who is almost identical in South Africa to somebody in the UK. They're not going to be able to get a consideration for the job, no visa, no nothing. So that's the whole thing surrounding that. Some of these places, if you lived in a native English-speaking country for like a long time, like 10 or 15 years, you take an English proficiency exam, you score well on it, they might consider you. You're probably not going to be your top tier choice, but that's just something to consider, but it's not impossible. Look, I have friends here that are Koreans. They speak English fluently. They have an accent. They misuse words. Pronunciation is off at times. But they're teaching in university classrooms, high school classrooms. They're doing private tutoring and all that kind of stuff. So there you go. If you really are interested in doing it, you just never know what you're going to come across. Just keep trying and don't limit yourself to only one or two countries. If you're from a place like the Philippines or India where English is spoken pretty widely, and you have a great command of language, you're confident in your skills, just keep looking around, just keep networking and seeing what's out there. But just understand that generally speaking, that's how those other things work, and that's why it's kind of narrowed down to English-speaking countries. But nothing is impossible. I hope you find what you're looking for. Hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching. Peace. Out.